Hey guys, decided to do a less shouty rant. A bit of a follow-up to my last rant video. I just want to make some things clear. I think Sweet Baby Inc. is a problem. I do. I really do. I really think it's a problem. I do think a lot of some of these companies that are taking what they're saying, yes, they put cringe out there. There's plenty of cringe. You can recognize a Sweet Baby Inc. line from miles away. There is no argument. And the way some of the people involved are completely idiotic. Now, granted, from what I heard that CEO statement about terrifying people, later she said it's a joke, but people have cut that out. But still, the way some of the other people who work there have been acting has been stupid. But at the same time, what happens when people make that Steam list? Oh, I start with people going in and basically review bombing some of those games, saying, oh, it's Sweet Baby Inc., it's shit now, things like that. To some people, that could be considered harassment too, because once you make it, there's going to be people out there who are just going to go, brr, brr, brr. That's going to happen, guys. Now, granted, are they also saying it's harassment because people are being, and that they are just overreacting to some degree? Yes, I can say that too. This is not a black and white issue, but I will say this. I don't care for either side. I do not care for Sweet Baby Inc., but I don't care for this detractor list, whatever it's called, or any of those who push that stuff. Why? Well, as I said, the Alan Wake 2. I have been getting into so many arguments with people about Alan Wake 2 when it's clear to me, it's shown they either never played the game or they haven't played all the other Remedy games and thus are not fans. Now, again, I could be wrong. There might be a few out there. There's always going to be a few out there. But from the vast majority that I've been seeing, most of these people have not played the game. They've either watched them on streams or played a little bit and said, oh, it was boring. Things like that. Which, okay, if it was boring, that's fine. But they don't take other things into account. And especially when you have some of the people like Sam Lake or the game director saying they decided to have Saga be black before they got Sweet Baby Inc. involved. Lies! Sorry, I'm getting up. But they're like, lies, lies. People are just saying, you're lying. People lie too, you know. You're just lying to save your ass. Like, really? What seems more plausible? Because if you notice, they didn't just make her black and be done with it. Her mother is still white, if you see that one photo of her. And given who her grandfather is and everything. Clearly, her mother is going to be white. They're not going to have her mother be mysteriously black out of the blue. But her father is Mr. Door. So clearly something was decided to have her be connected to Mr. Door. And this is clearly, again, Sam like combining stuff from other things. Now people are saying, oh, but she was white in that Quantum Break video. You realize how long ago that was? And they had another game in between, Control, and if things could have changed. I mean, of course, yes, Sam Lake's going to stay on as Alex Casey. No question about that. Why wouldn't he? But they probably decided to change their mind. Why isn't that a possibility? Why do you guys have to think Sweet Baby Inc. forced them to make her black? When they could have just as equally decided, why don't we change? Why don't we change things? Why do you guys have to act like, oh, they had to be white, locked in, even though it was just a brief scene? And what even that story important? But people are thinking it was locked in. She was going to be white. It was going to be that actress forever and ever and ever. Then Sweet Baby said, get rid of her. How does that make sense? Tell me, honestly, how does that make sense in your eye? It doesn't. When you really think about it. It doesn't make sense unless you just want to be outraged when you really think about it. And I said you have the Mr. Door stuff. Clearly that shows they put some thought into it. Again, I've played the game at least twice so far. I still have another save game that I'm doing for my streams. And there's only been like one cringe line. Otherwise, for the most of it, I like it. I feel for Saga. I still feel for Alan. They both have good story arcs going on. There's nothing wrong with that. And then you have stuff like God of War Ragnarok. Yes, again, people didn't say, oh, they changed one thing, but then the whole game was shit. Again, it's this whole change one thing. It was, they did everything. Or just like with Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. They've made it very clear. They just did the NPC dialogue and some of the lore stuff. Oh, they were responsible for Batman's death. Things like that. It's like, no. Just because they were involved with it does not mean it all went to shit. It just meant the product itself probably ended up being shit. Like Mortal Kombat 1. Oh, Sweet Baby made that. Guys, isn't this following the trend they've been doing since the other games in general? Things like that. That's my whole point here. People need to actually think, not go into big fucking pronoun type of rants. Like, I know, I kind of did that before, and I did have some people go me. That's why I'm doing a calmer one here. But the fact of the matter is, guys, and I'm going to get some people who are going to be like, oh, you're an SJW. Like, no, I'm saying, I keep saying this. Sweet Baby Inc. is a problem. Those other companies are problems to a degree, but I don't think they're all the big mega villains that people are making them out to be. They're not. They're part of a problem, a bigger problem, yes. But the fact of the matter is, they are just being a consulting firm, and the problems would more come down to the game developers themselves. And are they going for this ESG money? I don't know. I keep on hearing conflicting things left and right about this. Or people are then hearing it in one way and then they're looking at something else. I don't know anymore. It's hard to tell. But the fact of the matter, is it's like people saying, oh, something sucks. It's woke because it sucks. And it's like, no. Woke, being woke or political or whatever have you, is part of the problem. But there's a greater problem that you guys have to focus on. And pulling these stunts, just going in and lashing out, sending out all these comments to people. Are they just as bad doing the pushback? Yes, no doubt. But then don't also act like you're the big heroes who are, from an outside perspective, the optics make you look just as bad. But you guys don't care about that, do you? You guys never care about any normies look, because as far as you guys think you're the true heroes coming in to protect the stuff. Everyone say, this is why gatekeep is important. No. Okay, not exactly. Some level of a gatekeeping is fine. You shouldn't just let everyone in, but you shouldn't just cut off saying only true fans either. I hate true fans. And those are always a problem just as badly. It's not bad to have someone come in and change things up a little bit. You don't want to drastically change it either, granted, but you don't want to just keep it stale and everything. You get what I'm saying, right, guys? It's just, fact of the matter is, I really went all with that rant because I was just so frustrated. But the fact is, there are some games that Sweet Baby Inc. was involved with that was good. Now, I haven't played Spider-Man 2, so I can't say anything about that. And yes, I've heard the rumors that Sweet Baby Inc. were the ones who convinced them to change the ending. I don't know if that's true. I haven't heard that part. But again, I'm going to reiterate. Sweet Baby Inc. is a problem. It very much is a problem. No doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. It is part of a bigger problem here. But it's not the source of the problem. And for everyone who thinks it's the source, you guys are wanting a scapegoat. And the fact that people are so quick to turn on games that were legitimately good just because they're involved. Or they feel like, oh, I'm going to go in and just trash this game. Even if I never played it, Sweet Baby Inc.'s involved, so I'm going to downvote it. Like Shadow Gambit. From what I've heard, that's a good game. It's by the same guy who did Shadow Tactics. So yeah, it's like, really? You guys are just not going to even try it. You guys, or, again, plenty of these games, it is up to the developers to decide how much they're going to utilize what they're told. And like I said, looking at all this, like with, again, Alan Wake 2, that is still a good example. Yes, there was probably one or two cringe lines, but for the most part, again, I liked it. I felt that Saga was as good of a character as Alan. But it just feels like there's so many people out there who just like, rude, she was race swapped, she sucks. I've had some people say she was LGBTQ, which tells me right then and there, they didn't play the game because then they would know she's married with a daughter, and her husband with a daughter. But no, and seriously, and then they're like, nope, she's LGBTQ because it's SBI. It's like, you guys are real idiots then. Because again, that is prime example right there. They never played it. They never played it. They're just hearing the outrage from others. And I'm pretty sure a good 60% of the people outraged, I'm being generous saying that, 60% of the people outraged are in that camp. They haven't played it. They're just taking some other idiot's words and are just accepting it as facts. Just like there are some people who are accepting Sweet Baby Inc. didn't do anything wrong or they do nothing shitty are just as bad. I mean, I've had my guy at my local comic book store who usually keeps out of stuff. Even he feels like it's a problem when all you focus on is the race. Even he admits to that because he's heard about and feels like, so yeah, I do feel things are not going to go well for Sweet Baby Inc. and this stuff. I do feel this is going to get bad, but I think at the same time, the actions of the anti-SJWs are not going to help. It's going to make that they're going to come off looking worse in many regards than Sweet Baby Inc. With optics. Now, granted, this is one of those cases where Sweet Baby Inc. are digging their own graves constantly because they can't keep their mouth shut. So maybe, who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? This is one of those cases where both sides are continuing to dig their own holes. But the fact is, though, I've learned just being assholes on social media, pulling the stuff, tagging people and everything doesn't help. And making people into a bigger villain, a bigger Machiavellian thing going on is not going to help either because no one's going to listen to you if you go for it as a big conspiracy either. And again, lumping even good games in there as saying, oh, it is, on those games are shit too because of it. It's just as bad as someone saying, oh, they got a handful of good games. That means they do good work. No, both sides are wrong in that regard. All I say is acknowledge if there's good stuff, but then acknowledge also the crap. But not just can they? They have to be absolutely, it's all shit or it's all good. There's no in between. Oh, because you're a fence sitter? No, it's because you're calling it out as it is. Look, that's what I wanted to say here, all right, guys? Like I said, Sweet Baby Inc. is a problem. It very much is. But at the same time, it's not the biggest cause of it. It's not like you take down Sweet Baby Inc., it's all going to go away. You stop this DEI stuff, it's all going to go away. No. Problem is with developers not having good ideas, or you have executives who are pushing things on them. That is the bigger problem out of all of this. Now, could that be connected with Sweet Baby Inc. Or some of those other organizations? To a degree, yes, but not all of it. You might have just some developers or executives that just have dumb ideas that they feel is the greatest idea in the world. I mean, look at what happened with Kung Fu Panda 4, what they're being revealed about. That feels like more that was just executives and producers and directors being idiots and everything, and less of to do with ESG and all that stuff. Why can't you guys accept that? That it's more likely that. Because like I said, yes, these things might shut down. But that might not mean the problem is just going to go away and things are going to become great, great games again. You guys need to settle down, but you can't because you're just so hopped up on wanting to be outraged. That's my whole point still. You guys people just want to be outraged for the sake of being outraged because that's the new thing. That is the new adrenaline kick. It's not being entertained anymore. It's being roar. You people seem to get more of an adrenaline kick out of that these days. Just being outraged for the sake of being outraged. And again, that's all I have to say. When I get going, before I upload this video, we probably have to deal with work stuff. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.